I saw still another mighty angel coming down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was on his head, his face like the sun, and his feet like pillars of fire. He had a little book open in his hand, and he set his right foot on the sea, and his left foot on the land, and cried with a loud voice. And when a lion roars, when he cried out, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders uttered their voices, I was about to write. But I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, seal up the things which the 7 thunders uttered, and do not write them. The angel whom I saw standing on the sea and the land raised up his hand to the heaven and swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that are in it, the earth and the things that are in it, and the sea and the things that are in it, that they should be delayed no longer, but in the days of the sounding of the 7th angel, when he is about to sound, the mystery of God would be finished, as he declared to his servants and prophets. Then the voice which I heard from heaven spoke to me again and said, go to the book which is open, and the angel who stands on the sea and the earth. So I went to the angel and said to him, give me the book. And he said, take it and eat it. It will make the stomach bitter, but it will taste as sweet as honey. I took the book, and I ate it, and it was sweet to honey, and it made my stomach bitter. And he said to me, you must prophesy again, and make many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Then I was given the measuring rod, and the angel stood rising and said, the temple of God, the altar, and those who worship there, leave out the court which is outside the temple, and do not measure it, for it has been given to the Gentiles, and they tread the holy city underfoot for 42 months. And I will give power to my 2 witnesses, and they will prophesy 1,262 days, cloth and a sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees, and the 1 who lampstands standing before the God of earth. And anyone that wants to harm them, fire proceeds from their mouth and devours their enemies. And if anyone wants to harm them, he must be killed in this manner. These have power to shut heaven, so that the rain falls in the days of the prophecy, and they have power over waters, to turn them to blood, and to strike the earth with plagues as often as they desire. When they finish their testimony, the beast will ascend out of the bottomless pit and make war against them. Their dead bodies will lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually will be called the Sodom of Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Then those from the peoples, tribes, and tongues and nations will see the dead bodies 3.5 days, and not allow the dead bodies to be put into graves. And those who dwell on earth will rejoice over them, make merry, and send gifts to one another, because these 2 prophets tormented those who dwell on earth. Now, after 3.5 days, the breath of life from God entered them, and they stood on their feet. And great fear fell on those who saw them, and they heard a loud voice from heaven saying to them, come up here. And they ascended to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies saw them. In the same hour, there was a great earthquake, and the city fell.